Hello everyone, I am Darkness and welcome back to Resident Evil 2. We're actually going to be doing something, a bit of a guide here for those that actually want to get through the B scenarios, the second runs of both Leon and Claire. We're going to get the guide up here. We've already had the guide for the Everyman's guide for getting through Leon and Claire A. Now we're finally getting to the B run, so thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, I've done guides for getting through the main game, for getting Hardcore S+. Now we're getting through the second run, which means if you've already followed my guide, or you've already gotten Hardcore S+ on your own, you've already gotten everything there is to unlock. Now you're just trying to complete records, now you're just enjoying the game you bought, and you really want to just like beat it into the ground and like accomplish everything. And if that's the case, more power to you. I'm glad you're still enjoying the game, so we're going to see how we get through this here. I call it the Everyman Guide because I'm just an everyman. I'm not a speedrunner. This isn't like something... The only difference between you and I is that I'm still that old school gamer right now that takes notes. So I have my giant notebook that everyone now probably knows about that's seen the original guides. And this giant notebook is just me taking notes through the game so I could get better. I've never watched anyone else play this game, and I don't use anyone else's tactics. So if there's anything you need to insert because you don't like the way I do it, more power to you. But I, to this day, still haven't seen anyone else play it. So it's all just my notes, how I go about it. So let's have a quick word about what getting Hardcore S+ entails, so there's no confusion about it. Getting Hardcore S+, to get that plus, you must get it in the S time limit in the first place. So the S time limit for the B runs is 2 hours, not 2 hours 30 minutes. I'm going to give you 15 minutes leeway, and we're going to finish this game, and you're going to be surprised that I'm going to probably nail it right at an hour 45 minutes. I've done this enough times that it's just how I go if I'm talking at the same time as I'm playing. You can do it probably about 10 minutes faster than that if you're not talking, and if you're lagging behind a bit, you've got 15 minutes to play with, so it's cool. You don't have to, you know, nail it on your first try. You can try the guide out, see how you're doing, and then if you have to do a second or third time, it's cool, it's fine. It's a game. You want to play it. But just make sure you stay calm, because we're going to get through it. The other part of getting S+ is that you can only save it 3 times, and you can't use infinite weapons. So we're going to have 3 very strategic places we're going to save it, and no pulling out your infinite weapons. Now, the infinite knife! I have it. I could use it. Capcom hasn't gotten rid of it yet. But I'm going to assume also that you didn't want to go find all 15 Mr. Raccoon statues, and that you're playing this hoping that you've got a guide that you can just pick up where you are right now and play it. So we're not going to touch the infinite knife. Don't care that it's there. I don't care about any techniques about you. No. I care that maybe you don't have it, and we'll find enough knives to get through it anyway. So one last thing, I'll put up on the screen right now in text what all you unlock if you've actually never gotten normal, hardcore, S rank ever. Much less Hardcore S+. If you've never gotten that, if you didn't follow my previous guides before, if this is the first time you're trying to get Hardcore S+, then if you were to beat the game on normal S, you get the infinite handgun samurai edge. Hardcore S gets you the infinite SMG. For Leon, Hardcore S+ gets you the infinite rocket launcher. For Claire, it'd be the minigun. If you like got A, or if A rank is the best you've ever done, and then all of a sudden you bust out an S+ hardcore, you get all of it at the same time. You don't have to go replay normal and get S. It just gives it all to you. I hope that's clear, because people asked that in the comments for the first video. So I think I've said everything. We'll talk about the differences as we go along here. And final thing, please, for me, ring that bell. Especially because I do a lot of live streams, I do a lot of other things. Resident Evil 2 is not my whole gaming life. I think my best accomplishments on the channel are games like The Last of Us, the way that I perceived it, Hellblade, some other games on there, you know, YouTube and their algorithm, they require that bell to be rung. So let's go ahead, we'll get into this. Everyman's guide, because I'm an everyman, I'm not a speedrunner, I just take notes. So if we mess up, I'm going to try to give you enough ammunition and enough healing items that you can mess up plenty. I'm going to try to give you enough grenades, I'm going to try to give you enough everything that if you have to deviate from what I'm doing, you're still fine. You're made in the shade. You don't have to worry about it. So let's keep your steez intact. Let's try to just get through this as calmly as possible. Because there's no need to get flustered. It's just a little practice. We'll get to know the game a little better. We'll learn a few extra things.
Hope you made it here.
One of the things that can be frustrating is that in the B runs, unlike the A, there is no way to make ammunition for the 1911. We'll be using the 1911 exclusively because it's about 1.5 to 1.75 times the power of the Matilda. So there's no point of upgrading the Matilda, especially since you can't find ammunition for the Matilda. And we're grabbing these two herbs as we start off. We're combining them, and we're going to go get the bolt cutters. So there's a real possibility some people run out of ammunition in the RPD. I will show you 2 stashes of ammo that people forget about between the A and the B scenarios, and 2 zombies that you do not have to take down that will hopefully help you conserve ammunition. But if you're having a problem with ammunition, hopefully you can just play it again, make sure you're landing all of your shots, and maybe you'll get some crits for days like I seem to be getting all the time. But we got this. Run to the right immediately. Run to the right. That zombie right there can tag you pretty fast. If you linger another half second from what I did, he's gonna grab you, and it's gonna be annoying. Because it's like, hey, here's the opening of the B run, and a zombie's munching your face. So, bolt cutters, we're gonna grab everything in the room and bank the Matilda and the red blue herb. Now we're gonna use this grenade, we're not gonna bank it. I'm sure that we could start up this game enough times to where we could weave through those zombies pretty well and save a grenade. We don't need to save the grenade. It just makes it a lot more simple, a lot less convoluted if we just go ahead and use it. So let's get rid of these 2 things. Let's use the 1911. 1 aim shot in the kneecap here. Usually he's a little further up on the steps, but he decided to come say hi. And we're gonna get as close as we can to the wall and throw this. Now if we get close enough that they tag me while I'm doing this, the grenade blows them off of me. You see that? I threw it a little high on purpose so he would come get me. If you get close enough to the wall so you make sure that you stagger all of them, and a zombie ends up getting close enough to grab you, the grenade going off will get them off, so you don't have to worry about that too much. We're gonna get this board, we're gonna use it in the hallway very soon. We're gonna grab these rounds. And we're going to come over here past Elliot. Hi Elliot, sorry about everything. Grab this knife, and we're gonna actually go ahead and use this one board right here. We're gonna use it right here. So, putting up a board, thinking toward the future. And we're gonna get a different board for the other hallway where the liquors are gonna be, and the clover key. So we got those shotgun shells, we're getting this blue herb, we're gonna clear out these lockers of the gunpowder and of the ammunition here. And we're getting the magnum ammunition because you are allowed to touch the book in this walkthrough. We are getting the magnum, so everyone can, oh, I'm gonna touch this light so we get that sweet, sweet save room music. So we're gonna bank the shotgun rounds, the knife, the herb, the rounds for the magnum, and the gunpowder. We're gonna be right back down to the handgun, the rounds for the handgun, and the bolt cutters, and now we get the fuse. So we're set to be able to get into the RPD now. Now, as we get past Elliot, just remember that you can always run past Elliot one way or the other. Sometimes he puts himself in the corner, sometimes he's in between the desk, like this, the desk and the bookcase. If this is the case for you, just stand to the side for a second. He'll turn one way or the other, and you run over his entrails. You see he turned to the right, I ran left. So I don't get the first aid that is over there because I'll run out of inventory space. There's a first aid in that bathroom, but I do get these rounds. People tend to forget about these rounds being here. So we're gonna grab these rounds and the rounds in the other closet. So these rounds hopefully will help you get through this, the B side of this run. So you don't run out of things. And we're gonna get the board that's in here because we're gonna board up a window very soon. Now we had to let a zombie come through the window, and sometimes he shows up in the hallway right here. Be very careful if he's not in the hallway because he might be very close to you. And we gotta kneecap him. It's the cost of getting the rounds. So we're gonna use the bolt cutters, get through, hopefully he doesn't barge through. Because we got those rounds and that board there, the other zombies are kind of in a different spot than you might be used to. So you see that zomboid right there? We're gonna have to kneecap him. If he's so close to this office right here that he's coming at you in the office, wait for him in the office. So what I mean by that is that if he is not at the door like he was for me right there, if he's actually still wandering around, get the valve and the gunpowder in the office, then wait near the gunpowder, let him come into the office and kneecap him, then run out of the office. Got it? Got it. So that's the way to get around him. If you get tagged here, feel free to use the first aid that is going to be right inside the RPD right here. You can use the first aid here. It's fine. yeah, we don't have to worry about that too much. So we're gonna kill this zomboid, and we're gonna kill Marvin, poor Marvin. And I got crits for days, and that's all right. I'll take it.
Hello?
If you don't, hopefully we'll be fine. There's the first aid that you could get if you got tagged trying to get out of there. And Marvin, hey there, man. I'm gonna back away from him so he doesn't randomly get me. We're gonna clear out these guys because the Tyrant, we're gonna have to deal with the Tyrant here. In this hall. Oh boy, my aim is off, isn't it? I got a crit and then I got bad aim. I guess it evens out, comes out in the wash, right? So he's not dead yet. 3 shots does not put down Marvin. But that will... Crits for days, son. Crits for days. So, we're gonna kill all 3 of these. Because they can be a pain later. Now, don't get too close to her on the stairs. She'll lunge at you. But wherever she is, kill all 3. And you see I'm aiming, I'm lining these up. 4 shots or more. Not enough to kill her either, so... She is a bullet sponge. And she should be dead. Now, my only tried and true method of checking that is running over them. If she had grabbed me, I'd go back and use that first aid. But I hate putting more rounds into a zomboid when they're dead, so... yeah, she's dead now. My tried and true method of making sure that they're dead. I run over their body. I run over the body like a moron, so... I'm gonna run right by that first aid. We'll come back for them here very soon. Don't worry. And actually, you know what?
What in the...
If you want to go ahead and do something like grab this green herb, that's fine. We'll have enough space to be able to grab the green herb right now, and we'll put in the box very soon. So we need to walk through this hallway. Why there's a licker in here? There's no way to make them despawn by running in and running out. That's what we can do when we have to come back into here for the clover key. We can make one despawn. But we need to board up this window right here so that we only have to deal with the lickers when we come back in through here for the clover key stuff. So we're going to walk this out. We have to walk to most of the hallway, to be honest, before we can run and risk the licker not getting us. So we're going to come and clear things out over here in a moment. See, I'm running now and it's fine. Handgun rounds right here. And bolt cutters used over here. Alright. We're gonna take out more zomboids because I'm trying to make it as easy peasy as possible. So we're going to grab this. We have a flash already, so we're gonna look like we're full up on our inventory, but that's fine. I counted on that. So we unlock this door, we go to our left, we get the handgun rounds that are over here. These 2 cops need to die. Why do they need to die? You can just run past them. You can ignore them, but when they get active, they can show up in very weird places. Unlike a lot of the other zombies in this little area, they can show up practically anywhere. I mean practically anywhere, and it's very annoying. So to not put them down is just asking for a restart here. Nope. Get away from him. And the time it takes me to deal with this guy, if this zombie's still alive, he comes back up. If the I want donuts from vending machine zombie is still alive, he'll get back up in time. So you see, I'm wasting through ammunition having to deal with this, but it's fine. It's fine. And he was still alive. Look at that. It usually takes 4 shots to kill him. Yep. He's almost consistently 4 shots to kill him. And he's still alive! No crits for days for me right now. 1 shot to the head and he drops like that, that means he's dead. So we're gonna get this ammunition. And we're gonna upgrade our inventory space by putting in the code to the safe. It is 9:15:7. So now we'll have a little bit extra room to wiggle with. And I'm gonna assume that, hey, I only have a few crits under my belt right now. Let's say that I want more ammunition this very second. By the way, there's gunpowder right here. Could you get this gunpowder? You could. But when we get down the hallway, we're gonna want to be able to grab the herb and the board up the window, deal with the zombies, go into the break room. Like grabbing this gunpowder right here. If you're really struggling, You can grab this gunpowder, deal with everything. Oh, you know what? If you have to actually rely on the Matilda, we're not getting the upgrades from Matilda, but if you have to, I'll grab this for you. And we're gonna get some ammunition out of here. We're gonna double dip into this room. I'm gonna come in here to get ammunition, assuming that you're running low already yourself. 109 to be able to get a few rounds out of this locker right here. And we are going to deal with that zomboid and the ones on the stairs. I'm gonna stay back here so the ones on the stairs aren't so active yet. He's not dead from that. It takes more than that many shots. Oh boy. No crits for me. I'm glad, because I want people to see what this looks like having to do without critical hits, so. We're gonna get she's gonna drop down from the ceiling. She's gonna go over the ledge. We're gonna use this board. Oh, he's not dead. So now we've got 2 more to deal with. So I'm gonna put up this board real fast. I'm gonna run away so I give myself a little bit more breathing room. And I'm gonna deal with these 2 zombies, and then we're only dealing with 1 more female zombie, and we're done killing zombies for right now. So, I hope you guys are seeing that even without critical hits, I'm just trying to place shots. I'm letting the reticle get closed in. I'm running low on ammunition, but I'm just doing the best I can. Alright. And this is the point in time where if you've thrown enough shots, he's not dead. That's not enough to kill him. He might be dead now. I'm gonna trust he's dead. Okay, I made the right call. I think she's alive. I'll find out in a second if I made a horrible mistake by not doing anything. So I grabbed that herb. I'm gonna go in the box here. Or actually, I'm gonna grab this red herb and combine them real fast first. There we go. And I'm gonna put everything in the box. So, both herbs. The flash. Wait, the flash yet? Yes, the flashbangs, the gunpowder, the heal, this gunpowder, putting it all in there. I'm just leaving myself with the handgun, rounds, valve, and the detonator. And I'll even get this gunpowder out of here. Now this is where I say if, like, you are, like, almost out of ammo already, you could bring the Matilda along if you wanted to. You might have to run to the box an extra time, but we already have the means to make some more gunpowder right there. So the Matilda's got 5 shots in it, and you could make a few more if you really had to make do. I guess you could make do with that. You know, whatever you gotta do to get through. So now we're going to try to very much conserve what we're doing. We're grabbing the handgun ammo up here. We're not going to kill the zombie that's upstairs once we get to it, but we're going to get this herb, and we're gonna go ahead and use the valve. Just so it's out of our way. I'm not going to get the shotgun rounds yet, but I will get the jeweled box. Because in the B run, the jeweled box is there, meaning that we can get his magnum without going out of our way big time. So the jeweled box being there is the whole reason why we're getting the magnum in the B run, and we don't get it in the A. So this guy, I'm purposefully going to let him walk down the hallway a tiny bit. I'm going to kneecap him and not kill him. No need to kill him. Alright, now that he's walked down, I'm gonna get what's in this locker. Devil Cry May, DCM. And hopefully he's giving me enough space to grab what's in here. Yeah, barely enough. I could have walked him down the hallway a little further and it would have been safer. I'm not gonna get the gunpowder in here because I don't want to have to make you run around here too much. So this gunpowder and this board, I'm just gonna leave them be. For the B scenario stuff, we're about to run out of inventory. We gotta grab the knife and 2 medallions with what we've got. So that will make us full up on spaces. Now the last one that I'm gonna just out and out kill here is the female zombie. Wherever she appears, you need to go ahead and put her down. She can be very inconvenient. Why not the other one over there? I'll show you in a second why not him. She's definitely not dead. You have a knife now, so you can check if she's alive. simply by a quick slashy slash, but she's alive. And I got crits for days. I blew her leg off for no apparent reason. I got shot in the face. Now I need a crutch. Alright. So the unicorn, I always forget these. It's the 2 children, it's the scales, and it's this wormy looking thing. I know Zodiac sign, blah blah blah, don't get off my back. I call it whatever I call it. Am I getting jaded from the first guide from people being like, hey, let me let you know what it's actually supposed to be called. It's alright, it's fine. So I'm moving this bookcase in preparation for the Tyrant following me around later and getting those rounds. I'm also going to move this bookcase 1 space to the left. I know you don't have to do it that way. You can push it a different way. That's not, I don't care. And as you see now, this is when we're gonna get the book. Alright, we grab the book, stick to the right hand side. You know what happens if you get too close to the left? That zombie gets up. Does that zombie have to get up? No! That's how we're gonna save some handgun ammo right now. We can just actually just walk to the right there. If he gets up and you've got the ammo, deal with him. You know? But if he doesn't have to get up, we can actually, we don't ever have to deal with him. So I went to the right and I got more handgun ammunition. And you see I'm low on spaces. So what I'm gonna have to do here, because I decided to go ahead and pick up a few extra things to show you how you can try to negotiate, I'm gonna use the key. So this key can get out of my way once I use it upstairs, the spade key. I'm gonna put the medallion I've got in here. And that'll free that up. And I'm gonna run upstairs and grab everything that's needed in there. So we're gonna get the weapons locker key card, and we're also gonna have to walk out of that room. If you are in caution at this point, I highly advise that there's you get a green herb, there's a first aid that I didn't get, you can see it off the balcony right now. One way or the other, try, and there's a green herb right here, which I'm actually gonna grab right now and make into that. If you are in caution, you might not walk fast enough to get past this liquor. It's just something that might happen. Also, there might be a zombie that randomly gets in your way here. Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't. I hear him now. But here's the weapons locker keycard. And we are going to get the arm, combine it with the book, and give him back this. Here's the deal. As soon as we do this, walk. Stick to the wall and walk. Do not run. The liquor comes down, you can walk him out. If you're damaged, you might not be able to walk it out fast enough. It's like a 50-50 coin flip if you've actually got damage on you. But you can walk this out. He doesn't get to you fast enough. And just walk through the door like normal, like nothing happened. Hey, looky, I got tagged. So I got an inconvenient zombie placement. It doesn't usually happen like that, but it did happen. We'll deal with that in just a second. So I'm gonna examine this real fast. So I can get that out of there, combine these two things. And then I'm gonna examine the STARS badge on the back of it so it becomes the USB key. And there we go. So we've got that now. We're not getting the safe that was in that room because we're not upgrading the Matilda. And now, instead of getting the first aid can later, I'm gonna get it now. I'm gonna get it now and go ahead and use it. And, you know, no harm, no foul. I also have this this green-red in my inventory. Why am I not using it? Because shield heals, which is combining, being able to heal yourself to full and then having a shield for further damage later. If I use up those, then I won't have that shield for later, and I kind of want it for later. There are some times where you're going through sections and you want to heal that will keep you from getting poisoned for like the sewers, or you know you might get tagged multiple times. And I don't see myself getting tagged again here, so I was looking for a can of first aid. Now, the only other thing to do from here is I'll spend the extra time that it's going to take. I'm wasting a bit of time, but I want to show you that we've got extra time to spare. So we're going to do the crown, the brazier, and the bird as what are needed for the lion. So we're going to do that. And we're going to put that in there. And it's all gravy. So we've got those two in there. We've got the means to go get the Magnum. We're all set. We're good to go. What we're gonna do next is go through this door. We're not gonna worry about the zomboid that's making noise to our left. And since we took care of all the ones we needed to in the hallway here, we're mostly in the clear. I say mostly. Remember that one I left alive upstairs? Sometimes he can spawn in really inconvenient places also. Put one in his knee if he sneaks up on you. It's just as simple as that. So we use the weapon locker key card. We go ahead and get the ammunition, and we get the shotgun. So now we're set. We're good to go. We got this covered. And to make sure we can carry anything else that might come our way here, we're gonna come one more time in here, and we're gonna drop some things off. I'm gonna drop the heal off. I'm gonna drop the Magnum ammo. I'm gonna even drop the knife off right now, and the handgun and the handgun ammo. If I need to deal with something now, I'll just blow its head off. Honestly, I'm just opening up everything just in case you have to play it a little differently than I do. Because I'll show you, I'll show you how you grab everything. I'm trying to let you grab everything you can, so. Cap, to get through this one. CAP, and you get some shotgun shells right there. We'll get some more shotgun shells right here. And we're gonna run over towards the STAR's office. So when we do that, I'm passing up that gunpowder because we've already got 2 in the bank. If you really need to make more rounds, I guess you could grab that gunpowder and try to... I think there was another gunpowder I passed up. Oh yeah, upstairs of the library. We're about to go back to it, so I guess you could do that. So we're going to use the key card here. USB key dongle. We're going to use it. Do not take it back out. Leave it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. We don't want to have to deal with the inventory. We're not going to go get the upgrades for it. We're not going to deal with it again. Just leave it alone. Just leave it in there. There's no reason to pick it back up. It just takes up the space that you don't need to be taken up. So we're going to get the ammo for the handgun. We're going to dip over here and get the flash. And we're going to get the first aid and the gunpowder and the red herb. We're getting everything. You see why I put so much stuff up. I put it all up so we could grab it all, and you see there's one extra space. I'll show you why in a second. Now we're about to deal with the Tyrant here. The Tyrant, you can flash to get by faster right here, or you can run back into STAR's office. I'm gonna flash him this time. If you want to run into the STAR's office, you wait in the STAR's office, you listen, this is where it's convenient to have headphones. You have to hear him go to the right and go back where we came from. And he'll walk out the door. You hear the door slam. You can run away. I'm going to just flash him, or you can juke him. I'm not gonna try to show you that, but I'm just gonna flash him. It's fine. Won't harm us any, and it gives us a bit better timing for doing what we need to upstairs, because we don't want to fire off any shots. We don't want to do anything else that we don't have to. Don't want to wake the zombie that we left alive downstairs, and we don't want him to pincer attack us, because he can come in some weird ways into this upstairs room. So just trying to avoid all of those things all at the same time by using that flash. There's a few reasons why I use it. That's why I use it. Now you know, knowledge is power, G.I. Joe. We're running out this door because I have no idea why, but the bookcase does not fall over if you're standing about right here with the door open, because reasons. Now the Tyrant is about to give us a very inconvenient... He's coming into this room and I hear him. So we'll deal with it whatever way it comes, but for the maiden is the ram heartbird. Okay. So the ram, the harp, and the bird, and we'll go ahead and get the last medallion here. So that's cool. You see the Tyrants right there. I'm gonna make a break for the door. I think I'll make it. So there you go. It is what it is. We got through everything. We're through the RPD now, and it's all gravy. It's all gravy. I'm sticking to the right again so that zombie doesn't come up. If he comes up about now, you know, it's whatever. The reason why I have the inventory the way I do is because you see that there's 2 spots. If I needed to still get that can of first aid spray that's over there, I could run and get it right now and run the Tyrant around a bit more. So I have room to grab that. If I also didn't get the green herb in that waiting area, if I forgot to get that guy, I could go get him too. So you see why I put things up, just in case you play it a little differently or whatever you do. I had the space to grab it all. So now we're gonna put down our first save. We're gonna save it here. What's our time look like? Well, the time for me is 23 minutes. I ran it a bit slow on purpose. Hopefully, if you're paying attention to what I'm doing, you can do it a little quicker. If you actually need to take about 2 more minutes than that, that's cool. Once you start getting over 25 minutes, you're gonna start getting in trouble with the RPD. It's going to give you a bit of an issue. The reason it took me, I can probably do this in 20 minutes. I usually do it actually in about 17 or 18. But I went and grabbed extra things so you guys could see what all you can get. All the heals I could, all the ammunition I could. I got some extra stuff. I want you guys to have the tools you need to get through the rest of the game. I would say at 25 minutes, you really might want to consider retrying the RPD. At 27 minutes, please try it again. Give it another shot. See if you can't nail it. Remember, it's 15 minutes leeway, so we don't have many places where we can start padding time. So 25 minutes is really... After 25 minutes, you're eating into that extra 15-minute pad that I'm trying to give you. So there that is, and we're going to use our first save right here. Okay, so now we've got a save under our belt, and we're feeling a little better about ourselves and that we got through the RPD, right? Well, now we gotta go knife Birkin. So, let me put a little disclaimer really quickly as I do a loadout right here and say that you can knife Birkin on any system. I know that people comment many times and say that this is a PS4 Pro, and therefore my strategy is different. And you're right, it's a tiny, tiny bit different. So tiny, in fact, that it doesn't matter. I've now done this on a vanilla PS4, I've done this on an Xbox, and I've done this on PC. I purposefully set the frame rate at 30 frames per second as a maximum. So any conversation about frame rates, it needs to just die in the water right now because we're about to knife Birkin and it's about to work no matter what we do, and I've got a backup for you also. So we're gonna knife Birkin. What I found doing this on PS4 is that he needs a few extra swipes, 2 or 3, to be able to go down some of these times. Now, I'll show you what you can do to make sure you're close enough to get those 2 or 3 swipes. However, the second time, the first time he goes down, I'll show you what you can do. The second time, it's a little more tricky in that when you see me flash him and then go swiping at him, and I get him to the ground. If you don't get him to the ground by the time his blindness is coming off, I brought the Magnum with me with 3 shots in it. You can back off one shot to one of his eyeballs from the Magnum should put him on the ground. Go back to knifing him, and then if knifing him doesn't kill him, maybe you can back off and put another shot or 2 from the Magnum in him. You can do it that way. There's a few other ways you can do it. But the knife really is the strongest and best way to be able to get through him, and it saves you ammunition. And if you stick next to his right mutated arm, you can force him into an animation. You can't be too far behind him because he'll swing around and grab you. You can't be too far in front of him because he might grab you, or he might smash straight down with the steel pipe. And if he does that, it doesn't quite matter where you move, it'll hit you and do a lot of damage. But if you stick next to that arm like glue, he usually will start trying to circle you and do an animation where he's going to swing down 3 different times about. In that animation, while he's doing a circle, as long as you stick next to his arm still, you can actually swipe at him with the knife while he's doing it. So it gets you the extra hits you might need on a PS4 or an Xbox. It does not matter if you don't have a PS4 Pro. I've tested it myself. Tried and true. It works no matter where. There might be a little bit of tweaking, but it is your playstyle. So if you want to put a few rounds from the shotgun, I would suggest against that. The handgun or the Magnum. That's how you're going to get helped out in this one. The shotgun rounds are extremely valuable for blowing off zombie heads and for knocking back Ivies later. So bring the Magnum, bring some handgun rounds. There's 20 to 25 handgun rounds you get after the Birkin fight, and that's why we knife him to death, so we can save ammunition, and so ammunition isn't sparse throughout the rest of the game. But you've got about 22 rounds down there to make up for whatever you're doing, so I guess that's there too. So I'm just putting that out there, but I really do encourage you, go ahead and die to him a dozen times. You see that our save point is right here? It's right here! If you die to him, you just go back downstairs and try it again. And the satisfaction off of knifing Birkin to death is amazingly awesome. So let's go ahead and do that. And you see now this is my loadout. I've got both of my knives, I've got one flash, and I've got 3 rounds in the Magnum, just in case I need to back off of him and put a round in him because he's being a jerk. So that's what we're doing. And you know what? I don't ever take it as me talking down to you. You know, this is the way I played the game. If you need to figure out a different way to be able to beat Birkin on your own, that's perfectly fine. To each their own. I just want to make sure you have enough ammunition to get through the rest of the game without feeling like you're always trying to scrounge, like you're always on your last round. And this game is designed to do that to you. The creator of this game also said it's designed to be able to beat with knives only. He said it should be possible. Of course, he didn't mean like the alligator. You got to use a round to do that, or a grenade. But he did say that he designed it that. I mean, that's don't ask me to say where that is, but I did read that, I believe, in an interview somewhere a long while ago. So it is possible. It's meant to be possible. We're gonna start off getting very close to his right arm and swiping like crazy. This technique does not work on normal. So anyway, on hardcore, now you see how he's like this. Right when he's about to straighten up, I can get this grenade and toss it at his feet. Boom. I didn't have to walk, I didn't have to backtrack and everything. So if I'm on a regular PS4, maybe I've got now time to put a few extra swipes on him. But I need to stick next to this right arm when I'm doing that. Running away from him. I'm running away so that I can use the flashbang and do this a bit more safely. And I'm gonna go right back to knifing Birkin. So this should put him on the ground just fine, which is why you don't see me on his right side. But now, I want to be on his right side. I want him to circle. He grabbed, which is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and counter that and go right back to using the other knife I've still got. Here's the thing. This is the exact moment that if he grabbed you, if he did something you didn't like, you could use the knife now. Don't run away with the Magnum. Don't do it yet. He's now staggered because you just stabbed him with a knife. Use your knife while you've got a shot. Slash him a few more times, and if that doesn't do it, back away with the Magnum, finish him off. So, and now he's done. So,
somebody's watching me.
It wasn't perfect. I've done this perfect many times where he, you know, decided to swipe down instead. I apologize. I didn't get to show you his animation, what I mean, where he starts swinging around you, but it is what it is. So. I'm sure one of my other guides, he did that. So there's a green herb and some rounds right there. We're gonna get the red herb and rounds from over here, another green herb, a grenade, and more rounds. So we're grabbing all that stuff. If you're doing this, if you're following this guide and then you're trying to play this on normal, he does not actually start the fight off like that. He starts growling, but then he goes right to swinging for a second. So it can be a little bit different, it's a little trickier. Who would have ever guessed? Fighting him on normal is trickier, and I'm picking up the knife I stabbed into him. I can use that as a bad knife for later. Always love those bad knives. Who would have ever known that he might be a bit trickier to kill with knives only on normal than on hardcore? So we got quite a few things, and I'll grab this gunpowder because why not? I've got an extra space. So now we're gonna continue on. And I hope I helped out anyone who's struggling with the Birkin fight to see that there are other alternatives. And the only thing I suggest against is using the shotgun to make it work for you. Shotgun rounds are precious. You really, really don't want to just use them up all willy-nilly and then realize later on that there's some zombies that you really wish you could take their head off, or IVs you want to stagger. So we're going to go with that. So a pretty clean fight. He didn't hit me. But if he had hit me, and I didn't heal for that fight, I might actually come back over here and use a first aid can instead. I'll explain that in just a moment. Do I have a can of first aid spray? Yeah, I might have come back and used that if that was needed. Might have. The herbs, the combination for that shield heal later is going to really be beneficial, so I'm prone to not using it until I don't have any more first aid cans left. So I'm going to get back out my weaponry. Again, it's just going to be the handgun, the rounds, the shotgun, the rounds, and I'm going to show you one last thing. Combining herbs, that red herb, that blue herb, the green herb, they're all separate for a reason. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We're stockpiling on herbs a lot, and you'll see exactly why I don't mix all of my herbs that I get. Sometimes I just take them to the box without mixing them. There's a reason. And I'll show you the points of that reason very, very soon. Alright, so let's go ahead and trigger Ada. And go run on after her.
I'm not done talking to you.
Is everyone good, though? If you need a breather, please go ahead and take it. The Birkin fight can be a bit stressful. I know it can be. It was stressful for me trying to figure it out. I went through phases. Blow his head off. He can bite you on the way back out on accident. I mean, not on accident, but if you miss him with a flash or a grenade, whatever you use to get out of this jail, he can mess you up and have the tyrant punch you. So, I always just kill him just to make sure. But the way I figured out how to knife him only was that I was getting in the mindset that there's got to be a better way to have more ammunition after that fight. Like, there's got to be a way to get out of that fight with more ammunition. Because the rest of the game for me, when I was first doing hardcore, just seemed to be like a struggle for ammunition the whole rest of the game. Because I was using up all these shotgun rounds and all these handgun rounds. And so I just decided, after playing this game enough times, that I had knives left over and try them out. And it kind of just went from there, where I tried knives and I would have grenades and other things. And then I tried to cut off a grenade, seeing if I could use the knife more. And then I cut out the shotgun or the handgun. And then it just got to, I'll just do knives only. So that's how that came about. We're going to not get the key in here for the trunk of that car. We're going to come and get the shotgun rounds that are just sitting here for us. We don't need to worry about those two cops. They're not going to bother us. We're not going to do anything. And we're not going to come back in here with the diamond key to unlock that door. We don't need to do that. It's just extra work for a red herb that, honestly, we can do without. And again, no Matilda, no reason to get that key. So we're going to come on through here. I'm going to put on the handgun because we're about to use it to clear out some dogs. And get this blue herb at the end of the hallway. We're going to go ahead and combine all these into a shield heal that we come by for this blue herb. So let's get this gunpowder and let's clear out these cages so they can't come and bite us later. So 3 aimed shots usually does it. If any of them land critical, then they die immediately from the 1911. But 3 aimed shots kills these dogs. Let me go ahead and reload. And 2, 3. All right. In the cages, it kills them in 3 aimed hits. I don't believe they need to be aimed if they're outside the cage to kill them in 3 hits. So we're gonna go into the morgue. Don't bother with the key again. That reanimates the dead that are inside here. The one that you'd pull out on the drawer and the one by the door. We're just gonna get the flashbang, and we're gonna get a red herb out of the second on the right as you enter. Second on the right, you pull out that. Oh, come on! I'm hitting X. Please let me have it, please. Thank you. I got the red herb. There we go. So that's combined now. Hi, Zomboid. Bye, Zomboid. And we're going to use the crank here. I need some water as the crank is going up. Sponsored by water. So, as we get through this area, we're going to get the green herb to our left. Sometimes people miss it because it's easy to run right by. So now we've got a full shield heal. We're going to get the electronic parts. And since we're playing this on the B scenario, I'm going to unwrap the electronic. Since we're on the B scenario, we don't have a Matilda taking up 2 spots because we don't have the stock on the Matilda. So we can actually just go ahead and grab this gunpowder too. It's your choice. You want to grab it, you can grab it. You see I'm not mixing them yet. And there is a reason for that as well. I tried to save mixing the yellow gunpowders for the large gunpowders you can find later in the game. I only mix it with the small gunpowders if it's like emergency. But I wait. If I can get by, I get by. So 3 shots in him. And we're going to switch to the shotgun. We're going to take out the rest of the dogs with the shotgun. So run up to this one and shoot him right in the face. Stay on your toes, stay frosty. Right here to your right. One's gonna run, just be down sights and boom right in the face. There's one more we gotta deal with. He's gonna pop out the grate. He's gonna have a shotgun to the face. Now we don't have to worry about dogs in this hallway. It's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. Again, if you got tagged or something, we're about to be at a box. So if you've got, if you're only in caution, you can just throw a green herb on it. You know, you don't need to waste a full heal. You don't need to waste the one that I've got on me. I try to save the shield heals for when I know that I might need to heal and I'm gonna get hurt again. That's the honest truth with that. If I know I'm possibly gonna get hurt again, I try to save it. Because that shield reduces damage significantly. So if I have to heal up because I'm like in danger, and then I get tagged again, then it's a little longer until I need to use another heal. Makes sense? Makes sense. So we're gonna bank a lot of stuff real quick. Banking everything but the top row of weapons and the crank. So say goodbye to everything else, including the electric part. We're gonna go through what we need to do with these 5 items: handgun, ammo, shotgun ammo, and the crank. We're gonna have to deal with some zomboids over here, and hopefully you'll take care of them just fine. Hopefully I will too, and if I don't, I'm gonna have to dip back in that room to heal up. But we need to get some headshots, and they can juke you a bit. They can be weird. Now I advise not fighting that guy in the dark. All right, I aim my shots perfectly. I got my kills in. If I hadn't, I'm right by a box. I can go ahead and heal up again. No harm, no foul. And now we gotta get past Elliot. He's being weird. Just run by his left side in this case. Run along his entrails. So, we need to use the crank, so we're going upstairs. We're not gonna go through the main part of the RPD. That'd be asinine. There's a green herb that I passed up again. If you're wondering why I keep passing up that green herb, I'll feed you, baby bird. Just hold on a sec. I see your mouth wide open. I got you. I got you. We'll get to it. Trust me. So we use the crank. We can toss the crank. This is where you need to make a pimp decision. Whether you care about having and stockpiling the means to make more magnum rounds, because that's basically what you're looking at by going back downstairs and getting the powder that's down there. It takes up time, and we gotta grab this board to do it. But I'm grabbing the board and I'm going down and getting that yellow powder. I don't combine the powders until it's necessary also because later in the game, if I've got leftover yellow powders, I make them into magnum rounds. So we're going to board up this window so we don't have to ever shoot him as he busts through while we get this powder. And we're gonna come around the corner here before the Tyrant's ever chasing us because that would be a pain. And we're gonna get this powder right here. So that's why I'm not just willy-nilly combining powders. I combine them when I need them and only when I need them, and if I don't need it, I let it sit in the box. As you see, I'm starting to accumulate a lot sitting in the box. So yeah, I try to only use the big gun powders with the yellow to make more shotgun rounds, so it makes more of them, and then I can, toward the end of the game, have more magnum rounds to play with. I'm getting the flash here. I'm getting more handgun ammo in this locker, and we're gonna go ahead and get the blue herb right here. And the crank. I mean the gear. We're gonna kill both the zombies in this room. Quickly go up the ramp and you'll have a good headshot. Now if you don't get a clean headshot on him, pull out the pistol and finish him off. Don't waste another shotgun round on him. And we're gonna do it to him too. Oh gosh, he got me. It's fine. I'm actually not going to try to use a flash on him. Let's pretend that we're both in the shoes of, oh god, it's like something tagged me. Well, we'll take care of it here in a second. We'll limp for a second. And so as we go out here, I'm gonna get this purple herb. Blue herb, whatever you want to call it. And I'm injured. I'm gimpy. If another zomboid gets me, I'd be in a lot of trouble. What do I do? Well, if you're in this situation and you don't want to feel frustrated because you don't get the shots off on these zombies coming through the door fast enough with the shotgun, because the shotgun's not upgraded, so it's hard to get the headshots, we can go ahead and hit this and then just back away with the handgun. So we'll put these two guys down with the handgun from further away so it feels a bit safer. And so... Oh, nice. Crits for days. And I'm gonna go ahead and get these green herbs. Since I'm low on inventory space, I'm gonna mix them with the blue ones. Now, if you wanted to make 2 runs to the box in here, you can if you want to, so you don't have to combine the blue and green. It's your prerogative. But I know I've got plenty in here. I've got one red that I should be able to mix right now. And I'm gonna drop off the flashbang and that gunpowder. I'm gonna go ahead and combine the red that I know is sitting here with this blue-green. And I'll consolidate a little bit. Why not? I'll go ahead and combine these two because I know they can go together just fine. And that's all I'm gonna consolidate right now. I'm gonna wait a moment. And I have a first aid spray. I'm gonna use that instead. Remember what I was saying before? I'm not gonna run into any other zomboids too fast right now. That might do damage. I think, for the sake of everyone watching, I'm about to bring a healing item. And I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna bring it along. Because we're about to have to deal with the liquor, and if you make a misstep and you're in danger, we've already collected all the healing items from the RPD, at least the way, if you've been following me step for step, we've collected all of them. So if you get tagged by that liquor for some reason, then how do you finish that up? Well, I would bring one of these along. I want to bring one of these along. I would say bring one of these along. Instead, if you've just got a random blue herb sitting here, you didn't mix it with anything, bring that along. See that blue herb? Bring it. And you'll see in just a moment why. So we got the clover key. We have a blue herb. She's probably still alive. But we don't need to deal with her again. And we already turned the faucet downstairs, so we're gonna hit this one up here. And we'll get the handgun rounds up here also. So why did I only bring a blue herb? Well, if everyone remembers the item placement in this game, I got the handgun rounds here. Item placement says there's a red herb right here, so I'll combine these two. Also, we could juke the zombie right now, the tyrant right now, but that's not the safest way to play it. Let's play it safe. Let's make sure you get by him, no muss, no fuss, no chance that he's gonna throw you around and toss you like a rag doll, punch you in the face. Come stand in this corner. Those zomboids don't come up the stairs ever, and if they do, it's really slow. And see, I just ran them around in a circle. No big. Hulking footsteps behind me, no biggie. So, that green herb that I've passed a few times, it's time to feed you, baby birds. Let's grab it. Now we've got a full heal just sitting right here ready for us to use, just in case we get tagged by that liquor later. So, we got it ready to go. We're good to go through all of it. And yeah, what I meant by we've gotten all the healing items is that in this main part of the RPD where you'd be struggling for a healing item, we've collected all of them. The liquor is down here in the hallway where we had to put the other board. Now, in the past, I used to be able to run in this door, run out the door, and the liquor would reset. I would purposefully run in and out of this door and have the liquor reset for me. So that I could then run straight through the hallway. And I'm gonna try it again, but there's something wrong now. For some reason, he doesn't seem to reset. Not going over like the cliff and everything. He does something very weird. So, why do I usually get him to reset? Because the tyrant's about to follow us through this hallway. But if you run into this hallway, and if he did it properly, and let's see what it looks like. If I did it properly and I waited long enough, I don't believe the liquor should be here. The liquor is here. I'm not sure why that tactic, it's in my notes. I'm not sure why that tactic ever went away. I'm gonna run right past him. So, my advice, just walk it out. My advice now is just go ahead and walk out that hallway. There's no need to try to make him reset or anything. It's not working for me. It might work for you. I don't know what's up with it. He used to jump over a barricade and not show up again. So your inclination would be to probably want to walk this one out. You want to walk out, the liquor's right there, the board's up so there are no zomboids. 9 times out of 10, that tyrant's going to come through that door. You've got two options. You can juke the tyrant in the hallway, or you can wait for the tyrant to come here and pretty much walk out the hallway. I'm going to wait for the tyrant. I'm going to see where that liquor is. He's in a pain in the butt spot. So if the liquor comes after us, we've got a full heal. We're okay. We'll see how it plays out. But the tyrant, he has the worst timing for this. So to do this properly, don't run out that door. Stop, walk. walk the door. So the Tyrant always stops for doors like that. So we barely got some time. He's right behind me, right behind me. Run now. See this? Now you've got enough time to run it out. Cool. Cool, cool. So the liquor doesn't reset anymore, but there's another way to deal with it. And if you get tagged, I had a full heal on me. So you could see how that works out. Now remember, we had a zombie we didn't deal with. So when we get into this door, we want to bank a left barely. Go to the left. Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting that. The zombie from upstairs was in the corner over there. Well, that's fine. We're going to go ahead, and if we get tagged by him, just so be it. We need to move these before the Tyrant gets to us. So we're going to go ahead, move these all. And he doesn't usually drop down, but we moved all those. And now we're up the ladder. We're fine. Again, another time, if you got tagged by the liquor, now you've got a shield up for getting tagged in this room if something happens. And if you get tagged in there, you had a heal. So no matter what happened, you should be good to go. Now we're gonna bank into this room hard right. And see that my inventory only has one spot. That one spot is really thought through for that gunpowder. So I can go grab that gunpowder right now if I wanted to. Instead, I'm gonna get it as I'm coming back out. There's a big gunpowder that we're gonna get. So I'm gonna grab the large gear back. Gonna get it back with me. Gotta go up the steps. And that one spot now is to get the small gear in my inventory without having to worry about anything. So I grab out the small gear. I put in the large gear. You've played the game, right? You know how this puzzle works. I'm just walking it through, so if you had no spaces left, you just leave the large gear in downstairs and then deal with the small gear. You put the large gear in and then you leave it in. Take out the small gear, put the small gear in down here, then take out the large gear. You have to do a lot of unnecessary running around, but it's doable if you've got no open spaces. Now come out behind here, run around the side. Behind where you put the small gear in, there is a big bottle. These are the bottles I like combining with the yellow gunpowder. These are the ones that make more shotgun rounds, and it doesn't make me feel like I'm being wasteful instead of using making magnum rounds. So we've got that. We're gonna get the other electrical parts here. So, and I examine them immediately because it drives me nuts it still being in the box. I just want it out of the box. So what's in the box? So we've got both electrical parts for the garage. Now let's see. That zombie that shouldn't be there is not there. He's on the left side. Sometimes he's right here. You might have to use your handgun and shoot him down. If you use your handgun and shoot him down, you're calling the dinner bell for the Tyrant. He's gonna come find you. So now we're gonna grab this, use up our last space getting that green herb. And kneecap. And we're good. Yeah, if that zombie is right out the door, you can always close the door, run back into the bell tower, run back, come back out to the door, see if he's reset to down the hallway. You can put a shot in him and do that. But any loud noises like that, call the Tyrant to you. Now I kill these two zombies in here. Nothing to come get me. There is nothing to... Did I get the shotgun rounds in there after I killed those zombies? I did. I started questioning myself. So... there was no zombies to worry about. If the Tyrant was following me right now, or if he had been following me then it was a beeline that I didn't have to worry about those zombies coming out and grabbing me. So, now we're going back down past, past the gate, back downstairs towards where the dogs and everything are. We're getting back over there. Where's Elliot? Hey, Elliot. He's in a convenient spot again. And we're gonna have that window's gonna be burst through, but this one won't. So it'll be enough time. We'll have enough time right here to get back to our box. So what are we gonna do in our box? We're about to go downstairs and deal with all the stuff with, you know, the Tyrant coming after us. Blah blah blah. What do we do? Well, we're gonna bring a grenade with us. Now this is where you want to also make another decision. You can bring a flash grenade with you if you want to. And in fact, I'll go ahead and bring the flash. I usually don't. The flash grenades can be a little bit more useful for G2 Birkin to be able to pretty much freeze them in place if you just have a bunch of them. And they can be useful in a pinch a few times. The damaging grenades are just a guarantee way of getting through it. So that's why I usually bring those along. But I'll bring this one. Flash grenade is fine for this time. And we'll get in the electrical part. So again, my loadout, weapons, ammo, one flash to throw to get through the jail cells, and both electrical parts. Cool. Let's do this. If you're afraid of the dogs downstairs, you can bring a healing item with you. But do remember that we're about to get a first aid spray from Ben's cell. And then after we open the grate, dealing with all of those zomboids, we get a green herb. So there are more healing items coming up. That's why I didn't bring one with me. But you do have the space to be able to suffer one of them. So I'm going to walk through and see if they notice me at first. And beeline. Serpentine! I usually have the camera pointed behind me while I run. So I can see if they're coming, and if they're about to get me, I simply duck the other way. So... But the dogs can be annoying. They get me still sometimes. I've been playing this a lot, and they still can get to me, so. So we're gonna go ahead and do this puzzle. Honestly, I forgot this puzzle off the top of my head, and I don't have my notes open to that page currently. So I'm trying to remember just off the top of my head how this puzzle works, and however I get it working, just... Take some notes yourself on how it's supposed to go. There it is. Looks like that. Kind of like a little fish. Pause the screen if you have to see the solution. Sorry it took me a second to get through it. Oh god, Ben, no. Knew you so much for 2 seconds. And we got the parking permit. Let's get the first aid right here, just in case we need that. And now we're about to throw down. We hit this switch here so that we don't have to run down that hallway. We can book it down that hallway, but we need to throw the flash to start getting down the hallway, and then the Tyrant will come down. And so he'll bitch slap us.
Give me a break.
He doesn't have his hat. He's pissed. Let's go. Just run it. Run him around in a little circle right there. It's the easiest way. And then we're going to throw our flash right here. So we just get past all these guys. And again, we shot him in the face just in case he didn't get flashed or the grenade didn't hit him or whatever happens. The shotgun round a lot earlier in this walkthrough made sure that he stayed out of the way. So now we're through that, and we're gonna go on to Ada's section. We've got a green herb to our right. I'm gonna give some new tips for Ada's section. Because I've got a lot of people in the comments saying that they were doing so well and then they got tagged as Ada. And I guess that's my fault for... I'm just so used to Ada's section that for her, if I get tagged once, I don't even think about it anymore. I think in all the times I've played this game, I've died once during Ada's section. That's on me. That's my bad. Because there is another way to get through Ada's stuff. Which is simply, I need to show everyone that there is a flash grenade that you can throw and you don't have to worry as much about getting all the kneecaps. So, my bad. We're gonna make up for it now in this guide here. It's all good, and I do apologize. But we'll get through. I hope no one else has to say that Ada's section is the reason that they lost a good run. Her section is pretty simple even on hardcore, so... Let's go ahead and get the forend of the shotgun, combine that. The forend is what actually gives us the power for the shotgun, so this is what makes it into a head blasting off machine. We're getting a grenade right there, we're gonna get more handgun rounds right here, and we're skipping over the saddest story ever in a video, not ever in a video game, it's just hard to watch. It's hard to watch that cutscene. So, gonna skip right over that, continue on our journey. Hey Bae, open that door for me, thank you. If you run ahead of her, she jogs with you. It saves a little bit of time. So we're going to go into the sewers. Remember that there is one place on the way to the alligator that we can go ahead and grab more handgun rounds. And it is go to your left, let the alligator chomp. Go to your right, let the alligator chomp twice. One big chomp and one smaller one. Go to the left, let him chomp again. Please nobody else die on the alligator too. The alligator should be pretty easy to get by once... Oh, the handgun rounds aren't right there. The alligator should be pretty easy to get by It's just a set piece that you need to get through. Don't forget he does 2 chompies. 2 chompies. Don't die to the alligator. And the handgun rounds, I honestly forget to pick up the handgun rounds often, so I had to actually look around a few corners. They're right here. So here's some more handgun rounds in case you want to stockpile your ammo. You know, hedge your bets in your favor here. We're so close to that next save. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get to it. And I checked my inventory and made sure that I've got spaces for as we're going up into this, because we're gonna need to grab a grenade. Not really anything else. I don't know why I checked it. Maybe I'm a little bit of a paranoid gamer. That's cool.
Again?
It's not too late to turn back.
So, alligator. Remember left, right, left.
You're stuck with me to the end.
Don't die to the alligator. Please don't die to the alligator.
Ugh.
Screen left. Leon's right. Spell that out real quick. Boink. Run to the right.
Holy shit!
That'd scare the shit out of me too if a giant alligator were trying to do that. 2 chomps left. And 1 handgun round would do you fine as you get to the bottom of this little section. Boink. And there's a grenade right here. The grenade is placed right there just in case you have no weapons with you. The game, like I said, the developer is meant for this game to be able to be played doing knives only. Well, if you're doing a knife only run and you get to this part, you can't beat it with just a knife. You need the grenade to toss at the line so that it blows up. So it is a set piece. There's no way to get around it. You've got to use something. So even if you're doing a knife only run, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Hell was.
Just get up here.
So we're gonna come on over here. Uh-oh.
Can't say I didn't.
SpaghettiOs.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Not reptiles. Yeah.
I'm just impressed you made it.
So, as we're coming down here, again, Ada has the ability to get a hold of a flashbang and extra handgun ammunition, and I'll show you where that is, and then we just have to do 1 different kneecap. With one different kneecap differently than the kneecaps we would have done before. So the zombie that falls out of the sky from the door, we're gonna have to kneecap him, and then we're gonna throw the flashbang and get past the rest of them. So hopefully that's the only shots we'll have to fire. There might be one more time near the lift. If we do it, if we go get the flashbang, it might give the lift zombie enough time to get to us. So I'm trying to explain what's coming up. I know it's kind of weird just saying it without actually having something to show while doing it, so let's just get into it.
Definitely Williams.
We're almost at a breather point for you guys. I know, we've been through this stretch right here. It's gonna be Bay. We're in this stretch here that we're getting through it. We're almost to the next save. We're almost there, guys. Come on, stick with me on this. Let's light this up, start up this electrical panel, and get through this fan. Once you get through this, I do encourage you, stand up, take a break, stretch a bit, pat yourself on the back. You got through it. You don't have to replay up to that point anymore to get your hardcore S+. Oh, where is that thing? I'm getting this one through the wall before I even go around this curve. But you should probably, you know, take a mental break. We're finally finished with the RPD, right? So yeah, we done a good. And then we're gonna hit this switch right here. And now that door's open, we're gonna jump down. And Ada is about to be awesome. This is the beginnings of everyone's awesomeness. So I understand that Ada can't be like more badass and more time playing as her, but I mean, really want there to be, but oh well. So, we're weaving this way through the zomboids to get where we need to go. When the zombie drops out of the sky, we're still gonna hit the electrical panel. So the zombie drops, right after he drops, the electrical panel is right here. Now instead of going behind us really fast and doing all the other stuff, come over here if you really need it. There are handgun rounds, there's a flash. I never thought to tell people about it because I just figure you just shoot a few kneecaps and you should be fine. But here's a new way to do it. You see this part? Flashbang. 1, 2, and those two guys that pounce on a lot of people, now they're taken care of. Getting that flashbang to get past those guys means sometimes this guy is right here. Now he'll be the kneecap. So now you only got one kneecap to take care of, but now my ramblings a little bit earlier make sense. Don't screw up these electrical panels because the Tyrant will make you pay for it. He will pound you. You need to, through the wall, about halfway, like right here near this panel, you need to get the first electrical outlet. You need to come over here, you need to hit the lever, and then you can go ahead and do this electrical panel. While you're walking if you want to. And then while you're rounding the table, you can be all badass and do it as you're getting close, so while it's exploding, you can jump through. Woo! The Tyrant never even gets close to you, and it's fine. So now we have no more zomboids or anything else to worry about. She's scot-free, and if she gets hurt, you just gotta limp to the finish line. It's fine. So now come up here and, you know, you should know the spiel. You're trying to get hardcore S+, right? You know the spiel. You know how it goes. So we're gonna go into the furnace and get the wristband, hit those 3 electrical panels. Bada bing, bada boom. And here we go. Pass right by that.
Bravo.
Shoot her in the face because I have ammo to expend. I didn't use... I'll never get my filthy hands on the G. You know what's bad? I keep saying this, but I'm sorry, my bad jokes I like. And I'm gonna hit these panels, I'm just gonna talk through it because you hit one panel, then you hit the panel that corresponds up here. And then you hit a panel, hit the panel that corresponds above the door again, in order like that. I always say Birkin was so desperate that he couldn't find the G that he had to create it. And now Annette won't let anyone else get their hands on the G.
That bitch knows what she's doing.
Visitor clearance.
Moving on. Now we are right at the precipice of being able to get our second save in. We're right there, guys. So, hope you've been breathing. Hope you've been keeping your steez intact, staying calm, working on through it, doing your best. And you know, if you've gotten tagged a few times, no harm, no foul. Hopefully, you've had enough healing items to be able to handle it. And you're close enough to a box to be able to handle it, or that I made sure to show you that you could bring something along with you. Rather. I'm gonna use this box and just not trash, but put in this first aid and that herb, just so I remember that they're in there for my own sake. You could probably run past this next part without doing that, because we're about to use the box again. Anyway, handgun rounds right here, if you need some more. And we're about to deal with the sewers second run version, which are a tiny bit different than the first run, but only a tiny bit. If you get these, if you go to the left and get these shotgun rounds, you make the blue overall zombie above you become active. So that is why, if you've played this before and a blue overall zombie surprises you on the steps you're about to go up, it's because you got these shotgun rounds. You're close enough to make him active, and so he starts walking down towards you. If you don't get him, he stays up top. So he should be close up to this landing. I should turn right, and he should be there. See, right-hand turn, he should be close. He can be as close as right where I'm standing now, but he's right there this time. Oh no, I messed up. Oh well. My bad. And I put away that first aid, didn't I? So hopefully I don't get tagged later. Now, this guy can be a pain for no good reason while you're trying to get the rook piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit him. And because now I'm paranoid because I've only got, you know, I'm in danger status, I'm gonna actually get this guy from far away with the handgun. Crits for days, son! So, you know, that's dealt with. That's the nice thing about the handgun. You can deal with things at a range now that you've been accumulating rounds for it. I'm getting the knife right here. Even I'm gimping to the finish line of being able to get to that safe spot, but we'll get there. It's fine. I didn't want to counter with a grenade. Grenades are valuable. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get this... oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Just to make it easier as we're running this sewers later, I'm going to get this purple herb up on this platform right now. And that'll make it so we don't have to juggle inventory as much as we go through the sewers, because we really want to do it really quickly, concisely, without juggling inventory. So, and I'm getting that gunpowder right there. So to get past him, as per usual, you get a bit closer to him, fire off a round, run by him. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, got it done. So we're gonna gimp up here. Seriously, I'm not putting on a show about having to gimp around and things like that. Like, it doesn't... We can deal with this. This is... I got tagged because the zombie head weaved when I bobbed. And whatever. It's a whatever thing. Took care of threats at a range, so I wouldn't have a KO when I wasn't expecting it. Here's some more shotgun rounds for you. And since we do have the Magnum, we need to open up this locker. SZF. It's another one that it's like Street Fighter Zero, but Street Zero Fighter. So now you see why I dropped some things off in my box, the green herb and the first aid, just in case I didn't get tagged like that. Now I have a full inventory, grabbing the gunpowder, the blue herb, and the Magnum rounds. So that is the reason why I dropped that off, and I forgot for a second why I did that. So I apologize. I remember now. And what is our time? An hour, 3 minutes. Hour, 3 minutes. I gotta drop a few things off real fast. I'm actually dropping off the handgun and everything. I'm just bringing shotgun shells. And let me get a first aid spray and use that. I'm gonna get these ink ribbons. And with that ink ribbon, we officially have our second save of the game under our belt. Let's go ahead and stash away that ink ribbon. And let's talk here for a second. So I'm at an hour, 4 minutes. I'm already running a little bit behind from my own, the way I usually run the game, but that's perfectly fine. We're still in the okay zone. An hour, 10 minutes is where we get in a lot of trouble. By an hour, 10 minutes, usually in the A scenarios and the first runs in the main part of the game, this is the halfway point. Usually this is the halfway point. The way it's designed for the B scenarios is it's actually a little further than the halfway point. So we have a 2-hour time limit. That's why I know I'm okay with the time that I have right here. I'm okay at an hour, 10 minutes. I know even the way I game that I can comfortably still get it done being at an hour, 10 minutes. An hour 15, at an hour 15, I'm kind of looking at the clock being like, oh, I gotta rush. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I probably don't need to, if I don't need the health item, I don't grab it. I'm starting to think about ways to cut through the sewer a little faster, which there is a way. If you leave behind, if you take the shotgun with no shells, you place every shot that you bring with you, you don't grab the handgun ammo that I'm about to show you, you don't grab one of the full shield heals I'm about to get, you don't grab an extra grenade, you don't grab, pretty much if you start leaving a lot of things behind, you can run these sewers and start making up that time, and that's what I would do. An hour 15 is about the limit you've got. Now, if you're at this and you're like, oh, I'm at an hour 17, what do I do? Keep playing it. Practice, please, for the love of God, practice, and maybe prove me wrong. That's what I want you to do. I want you to prove me wrong. I want you to show me that my estimated time is wrong, and you're like, I still got it. I got it with 5 minutes to spare. What are you talking about? Prove me wrong, or at least try to, okay? Now, if it doesn't work out, all you've done is played the game for another hour. A game that you bought because you liked and you played it for an hour, you got a little better at it, and then you realized, oh, I gotta do it again. And maybe you'll realize you can come back to this save and you can still do it because you're like, I was only 2 minutes under, I can probably do something a little faster. Or 2 minutes over, rather. So, but this is just my general guideline. Hour 5, I'm even over. I would like to have gotten here at an hour. Hour 5, fine. Hour 10, That's about as much as I want to push it before I'm starting to be not having to be comfortably playing the game. Hour 15. I could do everything I'm about to show you, but I can't. I'm gonna hit every door perfectly. I'm gonna hit everything. I can't have zombies screwing up with me randomly. Like an hour 15, I'm starting to sweat a bit because remember, I can only give you 15 minutes extra. So, and right now I'm wondering, am I gonna give you 15 minutes extra in this guide? I hope I am. I'll hurry my own butt up here. So I only brought the shotgun and some ammo because we're gonna take care of a few things only with the shotgun and the ammo for that. We need to run and gun these sewers pretty well. And because of that, the handgun becomes more and more obsolete as this goes on, to be honest. The handgun is pretty much your backup to saying like, oh, like I'm running out of shotgun shells and I really start panicking. I threw a lot of shots. What do I do? Well, if you're in that situation where you're panicking, throwing a lot of shots, bring the handgun and ammo. Just do that instead. Easy peasy. You can run these sewers with just the handgun just fine. You won't get all these headshots that make it a little quicker, but if you need to save those shotgun shells, you can do it. So we're gonna go up to this safe. It's 2, 12, 8. You don't remember it? It's on the side of the safe here. So I don't know if I need to even put that up on the screen. It gives you the stock to the shotgun, which means you can land headshots on zomboids from a little bit further away while you're aiming down sight. So yeah, the solution is right there on the side of the safe. I don't think I need to put it up on the screen. And you can walk out this zombie. He is alive. I mean, aren't they all? Uh-oh. I woke him up. Oh god, no. Usually you walk him out and he's fine. What have I done? Shoot him. And I already just made a mistake. That red herb. While I got the T-square, I forgot to get the red herb in the corner. I'm already in my brain going into the hurry your butt up panic mode of, I want to be able to give you guys the hour 45 like I promised. So I started passing some things up. And I apologize. I really do. Let's go ahead and clear out some of these because I want you to have a shield heal for this. Uh-oh. So, took an extra shell for that. That's fine. We'll live. And clear out these. So these 3 guys are now cleared out. Now that I got the green and red up there, I'm gonna add the blue and red up there. I got the green, and now I've got a shield heal just in case anything happens with this G-Mutant or anything happens upstairs. We're gonna get the grenade. We're gonna be using this grenade later for the other half of the sewer. Hopefully you don't use it here. I really don't want you getting tagged here by this G-Mutant. In fact, if you get tagged by this G-Mutant, I'd rather you use a shield heal and get back up on the ledge that I'm about to climb up onto and try again. And what should you try again? I'll show you. You should try getting past him again. The same way that I'm gonna show you getting past him right now. You should try that again. So let's make it happen. There are shotgun shells to our left as we go through this door. We want to go ahead and get those. We're gonna go up this lift. And in the Everyman guides, in the when I showed you guys how to get past this dude, I believe I just ran him out. I said that you can run out the door, grab the rook piece, and run back in before he can get you. Here's another way. Just shoot him in the face. Look at that. This is a really good way, isn't it? And since we killed that one right near this rook piece, he's not going to accidentally pop out. He can get a little further out and get you. So he's dead. He's taken care of. We don't have to worry about that. So now we're going to have to deal with this G-Mutant. You stay right here. Wait for the animation of him going underwater. That. He's going underwater. You can pass right by him. That's what I would like you to try again. If he grabs you, just go back to the ledge, use the shield heal, and try to get past him again instead of using that grenade. Because I can guarantee you're about to use a grenade on the other side. But we're going to go and deposit some things over here. Because we need to be able to get the flamethrower and 2 pieces, and there's a shield heal that we can make, all in the process of that. If we go over there without depositing a few things, we can't get all of that. And if you're running out of time, if you want to know what you could truly leave behind, you could not do the shield heal and throw away the handgun rounds you just got. But I don't want to do that. Or you could also use the T-crane. Don't worry about what I would. I'll just do what I usually do. And let's bring a bad knife. Bad knife's always good. For IVs and G-Mutants, bad knife's always good. Just in case the grenade and you screw up, you have one more sub-weapon and you can always toss it, because what else you gotta use that knife for? So that's why we keep bad knives instead of tossing them. So, in the rook piece, instead of putting it in there, I'm gonna stick it where it belongs, which is right here. So the rook belongs there. And we're gonna go on our merry way. Now when we go to the left, flamethrower takes up 2 spots, and then we need 2 spots for the other things. What I could have done differently, and then there's a full heal. What I could have done differently is actually use the T-square before I ran back up these stairs and put the T-square in the box. Instead, I'm gonna end up using the grenade, throw away the knife. If I don't use the knife, I'm gonna use the grenade. I only rarely get lucky with these G-Mutants. I mean, I rarely get lucky with the G-Mutants and don't use the grenade. So I always kind of plan as if the grenade's just gone now. That I'm gonna be shoving in one of their mouths. Because I passed by the first G-Mutant, and if he doesn't grab me, then the second one does. If for some reason I screw up and the first one grabs me, the second one seems to not get to me. So... And then I've got the bad knife just in case. I've just got terrible luck. So, but if you want to undo the door, the T-square, if you want to do the door using the T-square and then put the T-square in the box also before you come to this section to give you one more space, you can do that.
Oh my God.
We're gonna shoot this guy, B scenario. There's a guy right there that can get up and get you. And these guys stand about right here, so he can't just reach up and grab you. Shoot him, and then go around him. Now, this guy, you want to try to split the gap and go to his right. If you can't run past him because he literally got his arm in the way, when you shove the grenade in his throat, don't try to run to his right again. Run around him to his left. He'll grab you a second time because he's literally blocked the way for you to go. The grenade gives you more time and it does knockback, but it's just not, he doesn't knock you back enough so you can actually get through that gap. So I'll try, hopefully he'll do it to me so I can show you. Yep, like this. So he's too close. He's too close. I gotta hurry up fast. I gotta hurry fast. Run. He's too close, run. Run around his backside like that, see? And we got a zomboid to shoot in the face really fast here. There we go. Yeah, his giant body was blocking that gap I tried to split every time. So now I need to run to his left side after shoving the grenade in his throat. You gotta remember to do that, otherwise he'll just grab you a second time and then you'll use... If you forget, you'll use the knife that you brought along and then you have another time to try. So we're gonna get the queen. And to make this easier, once again, this guy, while he's down, shoot him in the face. Also, blue herb in this box. Now we've got a full shield heal on the way back, just in case something goes wrong. And we're gonna use the queen here. We're gonna look right back up where we come from, and we're gonna shoot this guy in the face too. No zomboids to bother us while we go ahead and clear the rest of this. So, we're gonna jump on down, and we're gonna go to the flamethrower. Use the king, get the flamethrower, take the king back out. I leave the king in there so often, it's not even funny. So, flamethrower, take the king back out. Take the queen back out. And then we need to replace the queen over here and do this whole rigmarole. You've probably done it plenty of times already. Playing the game is the same as the A run, so. And put the king there. Now we need to circle back around, grab the queen back out. I like little clever puzzles like this when you first play a game, like when you're first doing it. They don't feel so clever after it just becomes like, it feels like tedious work. But when you first play the game, when you're first experiencing it, clever puzzles like that, I like the little, that kind of little finesse, that little polish on a game. Where they have a shooting section and all this worrisome stuff, and then they make you think for just a moment. So anyway, I got lucky. He's gonna come and do the animation of going back down. I'm purposefully gonna let him come back up. Now he will not be at the end of the hallway. If he were where I'm standing right now, I would have shot him and tried to get him over there. And now that I have it paused, you're seeing there's a 50-50 that the other G-Mutant gets in the way while you're doing that. He got in the way. Good thing I have that bad knife. Let's see how I get around him. He's gonna do Hand of God? Nope. He's letting out babies. I stopped for a second before he was in grabbing range, and he started doing the baby animation. So when he was making his little sperm, swimmy sperm in the water, I just ran by his right side. And see, now that Zomboid's not attacking me because I shot him in the face. So that's pretty clean. Pretty clean way to get through all that. So, so yeah. If I had gotten through that perfectly and not needed to use the grenade, I would have tossed the bad knife so I could make the full shield heal that I have. Because now you see my inventory is full. I would have tossed the bad knife and kept the grenade instead. So, and I wouldn't have had to toss either one if I had used the T-square first and then gone down there. But hopefully you're not just watching this your first time and then just trying to copy everything I'm doing. Hopefully you watched a bit of it first. And so you've got a minute to see me say, hey, there is another way to do it. There's a better way to do it. But you know, yeah, that's the magic of being able to pause what you're doing. So we're gonna be using this. I'm gonna actually put the shotgun up for this. If I have to use something during this fight, a weapon other than the flamethrower, I'd rather use the handgun. Again, more rounds we can do, and you've got the Magnum. Could use the Magnum. Now we're gonna get a flash down there, and we're gonna get a knife down there, so that we have other things that we can use. On the way there, we're gonna be able to make another shield heal. If you have a first aid left, now is the time to grab it out. As you can use a shield heal, and then you use first aid. You don't need to put the shield up twice. But I'm gonna bring 2 healing items with me. Hopefully that is plenty. I'm going to bring an extra flashbang. Because I'm actually going to flash him out of ore. I'm going to flash him so that I have enough time to burn him away from the platform, hit the button. So I'm going to use 2 flashbangs, the one that's down there and the one I'm bringing with me. And I'm grabbing the knife that's down there, and I believe that would be it that I'd bring, but I'll throw the lightning hawk in there. There's magnum ammo down there where you fight him. So, you know, if you need that, you've got it. And then the 3 extra spaces would now be the lightning hawk ammo that is down at where you fight Birkin, the heal that we're about to make, and the knife. The flash stacks with the flash we've already got. So that's the loadout I've got that I'm going with. And let's go ahead and solve this little puzzle. The queen belongs here, not the bishop. So let's just throw the queen in there. And then the bishop. Alright, the king belongs here, not the knight. Even though the picture of the knight's there in the B run, the king belongs there. The riddle does change. The knight belongs here. So. And once again, I'm going to actually not use the Magnum, unless I really have to, but I'm bringing it along in case you would like to change up a playstyle. I'd rather change to the handgun, which, by the way, I gotta put the quick select for the handgun. The shortcut, it needs to be the top for me. Otherwise, I screw up big time. So, we're gonna make that shield heal on the way there. Whoopsies. So the idea here is that we're gonna be burning him down onto his knees, hitting the thing, hitting the crate into him, burning him onto his knees, hitting the crate. And here's the last part of that second shield heal. And what's the answer to this one? The last 3? So you don't flip the first one. So, we need to start this fight off by doing this. Oh, wait. Come on. Attack through the ceiling. We're gonna wait right here. I have no idea why this works. But he never actually hits you if you just stand here. I think when I live streamed this, when I was first playing this and I figured this out, I like got all giddy. I believe I started giggling like a giddy little schoolgirl. That's fine. Because I was sitting here, I usually run around and I shoot him and I try to do all these other things. I was like, really? This is all I have to do? Like, whatever. So we need to outrun Birkin down the platform. Now you can do damage to him on the walkway. I'm not going to show you that method because it's just not how I play. Not like this. I'd have brought different things if I was gonna try to damage him on the walkway. You know, to make the crate fight a little faster. But nah, I'm just gonna run as fast as possible. If you got the corners as close as you can and start doing this, he'll swing right over your head. So we gotta hit the button as soon as we get down here. Quickly grab everything. And then we got magnum ammo behind us. We're going to use this flashbang right about now. So basically, we have to not put him on his knees quite yet. So I'm gonna use about 100 units and run. Start the counterclockwise run away from him, towards the magnum rounds and everything. But he couldn't be on his knees quite yet. Yay, he did the leap. Now I'm putting him on his knees. There he goes.
Now I got you.
Hitting him once, and to make sure I pepper him with enough damage, I'm just gonna put a few handgun rounds into him. Stand right near to where the crane won't hit you, but if he gets up and runs, he'll still get hit by the crane himself. See where I was standing? Okay. So we're gonna do that again. Make this as smooth of a fight as possible. Basically, uh-oh, Hammer of God. So I'm gonna pepper him a little bit with that. I'm gonna use a flashbang right now. Oops. Flashbang. And I'm gonna put him back on his knees. And hit it.
Let's do this.
I hope everyone got to see what was going on and why I didn't use the Magnum. If he makes you run around a bit more, just run him in a counterclockwise circle. Wait till he does that leap at you, and you can actually run back toward him when he leaps and he'll miss you. Or you wait for him to, in his first phase, swing twice and then do the Hammer of God, is what I call it, when he brings his arm down big like that.
That's the last of them.
In his second phase, he swings 4 times and then does it. So you can wait for him to swing his arm down, and then his eyeball is exposed. You can put a Magnum round or 2 in that. You can use the knife that you have to swipe him out. You can do a few things, play it by ear a bit. But, you know, that's hopefully what a clean Birkin fight with the flamethrower looks like. To get through it, not take damage. Again, I brought 2 heals for you just in case you take damage. So you don't have to worry too much about that. I'm gonna go ahead and use this box to put back away just about everything. Because I'm planning for the nest now. We're gonna grab out the shotgun. I'm not even gonna get any shells yet for the shotgun, and I don't think I'm gonna grab anything else. I just need the shotgun to get started in the nest. I'll grab the shells, why not? I'll use them eventually, so I'm just grabbing this for the nest. You see I haven't combined any of my powders yet. If you've had to combine your powders, hopefully you've done so just when needed, sparingly, this and the other. Every time you leave something, for the powders, you have more Magnum rounds for later to make it a little bit easier if you're struggling on it. But as you see, I practically forget that I have the Magnum half the time I play this, so... Aiden, me first. So we're going down to the nest. The nest is where we get to make up some of the time that you feel like you're behind because you're so used to the A scenarios. We're gonna make up some of that time in the nest, the way the items are placed a little differently. So let's go ahead and run the labs and get ourselves to our next save point. We're going to grab everything like usual. If you've seen me do the guide for the A run, it's the same. We're about to grab everything the same way I do it there. So a lot of this, except for where the modulator is, a lot of this is the same if you're used to being able to run the nest. I mean, the sewers are about the same. I just showed you a different way to get through them. So a lot of these things are about the same. Not too much has changed. So we're gonna just pop on over here. Bank to the right, not only for the grenade, but to lead that other zombie away so she doesn't get you while you're getting the handgun ammo. That zombie. Then we're gonna get this flamethrower fuel. We're gonna get these handgun rounds. Uh-oh, I ran into a thing, it slowed me down. I'm alright. And then we're going to grab things out of this room, and then we're about to come right back here. So don't worry about leaving something behind. We're about to come back here to get more inventory space. So I'm grabbing this, grabbing the knife. This guy still can scare me. Like, he's either right at the door or he's right around this corner. Yeah, I'm putting my gun straight up in the air. I shot his head off. It makes a lot of sense. 10 out of 10 would gun again. So, oh, I counted correctly. I don't have to leave anything behind. And get the bracelet. Cool. So only going in there with the shotgun and some ammunition, you can grab everything on your first pass through. We're about to come right back. So make sure you run on the right side of these hallways so you don't trigger the door that's on the left right here, because they'll pour out of that room, and you'll have to waste another shotgun round. So what we're gonna do, we'll grab the shotgun rounds to the room from the left, where if you're playing as Claire, you put down Sherry. So we'll get these shotgun rounds. We're going to bank just about everything else, because we won't need it yet. The knife, handgun rounds, that, I mean, we don't need most of it. And I'm only getting out, why did I scroll so far for the flamethrower? I'm combining these two now, so I don't forget later. The regulator makes the flamethrower go a lot further. And now I'm just gonna bring the shotgun with me, as I, continue on with this, and everyone knows, bad knife. We're gonna bring a bad knife with us just in case the IVs give us any problems. Now, if you're afraid of the next section yourself for anything coming up, you can bring another healing item with you. No harm, no foul. It's fine. We're gonna make a healing item as we go along. We're gonna find some healing items, but you know, it is what it is. So, let's hit this. And I'm way behind my normal time. I might only give you guys 10 minutes because of all my talking. And we're gonna go right behind us and get the upgraded storage space. Another reason why it's a little shorter in the nest. We won't have to go back to the boxes many times because there's no, like, this is like a minute and a half out of your way. So it's not too bad since the modulator is right there to go ahead and get the upgraded storage space. This zombie always shows no matter what. He'll just appear after you've come and gone once. So we're doing OSS. Let me do that as fast as I can. Oops. There we go. So OSS. Grab a pouch. And run out. You and the shotgun, best friends. Again, we've got the handgun to rely on if we start running out of rounds for the shotgun. That's basically what the handgun has turned into now. There shouldn't be any more worries about having enough ammunition. Even if you start getting low, there are ways to get by with a handgun. And then once you find more ammunition or craft more ammunition, you can go right back to the shotgun. Or bust out the Magnum to blow off a few heads if you really want to. You see how much I'm using it. I'll save it to make some of these boss fights a little faster. So I'm gonna scooch on right over here. Hit this. Yeah, I said toward the beginning of this I spent a little longer than I usually do in the RPD, so I guess that's where the 5 minutes are coming out of. Since I'm probably gonna, now I'm looking at my time, I'll probably only leave about 10 minutes leeway. So you know, I took a little extra time. I did a few extra things. I could come over here and grab gunpowder and go to the box. There's no need. There's just not a need. You don't need that small little gunpowder. I've already given you enough gunpowders. And we're just gonna run straight through this. Don't bother with the IV. You can run past them if... You can do a drive-by and get that gunpowder like I just did. Like, run really fast by and get it. You can get this flash. You can activate these. So these are actually as if they're a keypad. It's just the negative space and all the numbers. So if you want to think of it as a keypad, it is 5, 8, 3, 1 as the first code you're going to want to put in. And then I have to still look at my cheat sheet. It is 2, is it 0? Is it 2048? 2048? Yep. 2048, if you think of it as a number pad. So here we go. We're gonna get this, which is gonna be very much needed. And this is one of the reasons why the backside ends up being a little faster, because we have access to all of this good stuff right up front. Oh, it started raining outside. That's nice. So we're getting this red herb right here. We're gonna get a big gunpowder, and the reason I got that other drive-by gunpowder, I'm immediately gonna make it into shotgun rounds, so it doesn't take up as much room. And I'm gonna get a grenade. So now for this puzzle, you start on the right, you go left, rinse and repeat. What do I mean by that? Start with blue, then hit red, then hit green. Blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. If you mess that puzzle up and don't do it like that, good luck to you figuring it out on your own. You're gonna sit there and twirl around for a few. But that's the easy solution. I mean, it's there for you. Just start with blue, go right to left. So, if we run into any ivies, we're gonna pop them in the chest with the shotgun. Whether you hit a bulb or not, it does a knockback on them. And we have our bad knife that we can always trash just in case they do grab us. But always want to aim for a bulb just in case. I mean, that's the wise thing to do. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab the big powder. And run on over. Come on over here. And now we see why we save even more time immediately. We get the shotgun shells here. We clear out all these zomboids so they don't mess with us while the lickers are up and walking. So those three go. We gotta make earth. So let's make earth on here. There we go. Earth. And grab the green herb right here if you want to. Yeah. You can combine it if you want to. It's cool. Walk. Don't start running and forget that you still need to walk. We're not even gonna go through that door ever, by the way. Maybe we will. No, we won't. We'll do it the legit way. Both ways are legit, but one way safer and it takes longer. We're running out of time, so we're just gonna have to use the shotgun really well.
Who left the
So that's not a C powder. We're not gonna worry about getting it. We don't have handgun rounds to make, so let's go ahead and do it this way. So, by the way, the timer that shows you in-game is not the time you'll end this game with. You see that I'm at 1 hour 30 minutes? There's actually a few minutes in there that'll be knocked off for cutscenes and things that it parsed that it knows it shouldn't have and whatnot. It'll adjust itself, so you've actually got just an extra moment or two than you think. Anyway, we're gonna walk this out. Hopefully the lickers have given us a good placement. If you really need a better placement for the lickers, aggro them by running and then go back to the lab, let them reset again. But well, if you need to like bait them out with your footsteps and then walk around them slowly, you can. We're gonna go to the server room real fast and grab everything that we can in here. So in the server room, we've got another knife. That finishes up how much we've got in our inventory so that we don't have any more room. I'm gonna combine these two. I had the big gunpowder and I had another, I found another C powder, or yellow powder right there. And here are the flame rounds. I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to bank most all of it. The only thing I'm not gonna bank are the modulator, the wristband, the shotgun, the solution, the bad knife, and now I'm gonna bring a second bad knife just in case my luck is really bad. I've got a second bad knife, why not bring it? Because I'll have the space. So I've got 2 bad knives. Don't run out of this room. The lickers are right there. So me and this shotgun, we're gonna be friends and we're gonna get things done here. We're gonna go back up here. If you get really unlucky, sometimes this ivy is just standing right here wanting to eat your giblets. Yeah, he's right here. If he's right there, you just run up the stairs to the left. Because if that placement is him being right there, it means that you got a clear shot running to his up the stairs instead. So let's put the solution in. And we're going to run out the Tyrant the front door. The way we came in is the way we'll go back out. So make sure that your shotgun is fully loaded. Make sure that you get that the blue herb at the very end right here. You can grab this herb, but you can't get it back on the way out because you're going to be too busy. So go ahead and grab that, and we're getting this. So what have we done here, by the way? We've stacked it so that we've got 2 times we can get grabbed by ivies and not die. And it's pretty nice. We'll get through it. So, boom. He's not up fast enough to grab me, so I'm just going to run right by him. We're going to have to make 1 to 2 quick shots in here, depending on where the ivies are. This ivy is right here in the way, so I'm going to pop him once. Oh! Well, the popping didn't matter. Apparently, I wasn't either close enough or I just didn't get it right. But you know what? Bad knives for the win. So, bad knife saved me, no biggie. And now we've got, you see how much shorter it is when you don't have to run up and downstairs and do all this other rigmarole for the nest. The nest is what actually makes it so the sewers are a little bit further than the halfway point in this. So, we've got it made in the shade. I might still have 15 minutes to spare if I just, you know, keep my wits about me with the G3 fight. We're going to be using a lot of fire in the G3 fight to put him down faster. The second phase of the G3 fight, I hate with a passion, getting to his eyeballs to put him down a second time. So I've resorted to using the flamethrower if I have enough rounds for it. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you the loadout, and I'll talk through exactly how I'm gonna approach it now, which might be a little different than what you've seen in the past, which is fine. Change is good. We are allowed to grow. I've played a little bit more and done a few things differently as I've gotten different ideas of how to play the game. Played it a few times, had some things succeed, some things fail. And it's just how it works. And the modulator can actually be discarded because we used it everywhere. Woo! So, going across this way, there'll be one more big gunpowder that's just staring us in the face, and yellow gunpowder that you could mix into more shotgun shells. We'll talk about options that we've got. Let's talk it through real fast.
All right.
After I collect everything and save it. I won't mix it yet. I'll just go ahead and collect it. Yep, I'll collect it all, and then I shall save it. And now that we have the last save under our belt, let's actually have a quick talk about what we're going to do. If you want to see a different way of being able to defeat the last 2 bosses here, not counting Train Birkin, I have the Everyman's Guide Leon A that you can refer to. But if you just check your box right about now on your own game, if you've been able to kind of stick with my pace and you didn't have to, you didn't go off on any tangents, and you landed the majority of the shots you went for, you've got a bajillion rounds of everything just ready to go. So instead of doing my typical whatever I do, we got the book. We were allowed to get the Magnum, and because of that, I'm going to go into this fight using the Magnum. And I'm going to bring the shotgun just for security's sake because I'm so used to it, but I've never actually done this fight really, trying to do it like this. The same rules apply that the first time around, we're going to try to get him on his knees with a quick shot from the Magnum to his leg, get his back eyeball, and then we'll back off of him and try to lure out his shoulder, and we can get it from a distance too because it's the Magnum, not the shotgun. We're also going to need to get flamethrower rounds while he's getting back up, but we're going to burn him to the ground since we have so many flamethrower rounds. I also suggested this time that if you realize that you didn't have to heal all that much either, like you got tagged a few more times, but we stacked up the heals in that box. You can put on a shield before you actually go. So we're going to do that. That's what you're going to see me do, and let's just get on to it. So I'm going to go ahead and mix these two because I know I have an odd number of yellow gunpowders. So it's not going to affect what I can make for the Magnum. So I'm going to use this to put a shield on immediately. I used a red and a blue. And I'm not going to bring any more shotgun ammo. I'm instead going to bring the Magnum and Magnum ammo. So, because I know exactly what else I'm going to be bringing. So here's the Lightning Hawk. And here is the ammo. We've got 17 rounds just sitting here for it, and that should be enough for us. Now, if you want a better security blanket other than the shotgun, go ahead and bring the 1911. There are 50 rounds for the 1911 down there, but there's also a few rounds for the Magnum, so you can go for that, or bring the shotgun, however you feel like going about it. But the big thing we're going to do differently, let's get that fuel, and let's get that. So we've got a lot of fuel for the flamethrower, and we've got 200 more units downstairs, but you're gonna see we only need about 400-ish, give or take. Again, I've not ever done it like this, so we're winging some of it by ear a little bit. Now I'm gonna bring a knife because I'm used to those tactics, so if I need to revert to it, I've got it. And I'm gonna bring a stack of grenades because look how many grenades we ended up getting. And finally, just to fill it up, because I see that we've got ammo for everything else, and we've got just a bajillion things that we could bring. I'm gonna bring an extra heal. Why not? We've got enough to spare, and just in case I get tagged twice, I've got this on lockdown. So remember to reload your flamethrower. 400 units is a lot, but we've got more that we can get down there. And again, if you've used up all your Magnum ammo, refer to the Everyman's Guide, the other way I'm able to do this, or just think whatever you do with the Magnum, you need to do 2 shots with the shotgun to equal it. So we're gonna run up to this eyeball, pop it, get to his back, and pop that one. Now I'm gonna back off of him and let him do a thrust. That thrust right there, he just stands there. You see that? He just stands there every time when he does that kind of forward thrust. I like waiting for that. And we're setting him on fire. As he starts to get back up, we're gonna get the other flamethrower fuel. Alright, so he's getting up, I'm reloading. I'm getting this. I'm gonna turn into a grenadier for a second. I'm gonna throw a grenade at him. He might jump at me. Jump or rush? He's rushing. He got me. I hate that move. It feels a little cheap, but it's alright. I was gonna get his eyeball, but I think I'm gonna just do this instead. Another grenade. Jumping. There it is. I'm gonna use this grenade to get him from off on top of me. That'll work. Here, let's get the Magnum back out and get one of those leg eyeballs down. Does that sound good to everyone? Let's get a leg eyeball down real quick. So, oh, I missed it. He's about to do Hammer of God. So this is a little sloppy. I was gonna just set him on fire the whole time. I want to get one more eyeball down off of him. Maybe 2 if I land the shot. I didn't land the shot. If you land the shot about right now, you're not dealing with all the stuff I'm dealing with right now. But I'm gonna burn him to the ground now. He has now officially made me want to just set him on fire. So we're gonna put him in his 3rd stage this way. Oh, he's showing me his back while he's lifting that up. You can immediately stun him by shooting his eyeball when he's trying to lift up one of those canisters. And now he's gonna be in his last stage. He's in it. That was really sloppy, but if you had hit the eyeballs like I was trying to do, it would be a lot less sloppy. And this many units on him, he's gonna be dead as soon as he's finished with this animation. As soon as he'd be back in the, he's in control fighting, he's dead. And there he is, he's dead. If you needed anything else while you're doing this, you had in this corner some of the handgun rounds if you brought the handgun, and you also have the first aid. Over in the corner here, you had more handgun rounds right there. You've got some Magnum rounds, so that's fun. And you've got a flashbang. I'll bring the flashbang along, why not? Over here with the flamethrower fuel, you had another grenade, because this game really just wants you to bomb things like crazy. Again, that fight, by the way, is right before, right after a save point, so definitely it might be worth your time to try to, you know, try it a few times. And I got another flashbang. I didn't need it, I got it, so it is what it is. And now I'm predicting with that time, that fight went pretty fast. I think I'll do this in hour 47. I don't think I'd be 5 minutes over. We'll see. So whatever you do for that fight, please at least save yourself about 3 shells for the shotgun at least. You need it for the IVs. We're gonna just blow right past them as we get to the final Tyrant. So we need to be able to knock them back without having to worry about anything else. Square to the chest on an Ivy knocks him back, and everything is good. We're not going to use the flamethrower again, so, you know, having all those units for the flamethrower, I guess, is great. And I'm going to try to show you a technique of running around the Tyrant. Now, I will admit, on a controller, it's kind of harder because you need to be able to control the right analog stick's camera angle to see and make sure you're next to his left arm. If you do this perfectly, we found this out when I tried to do the knife-only challenge, and I did succeed at beating this game knife-only. If you do this right, he will never lay a hand on you. And if he ever tries to do the wind-up, have a knife with you and you can slash his chest, a knife slash stops his charge. So you can get through the Tyrant fight without getting touched. It's just, I think it took me a lot of work when I was doing it. There's a first aid there that I didn't get. We have a lot in the box, so I didn't worry about it. And there's a knife there, just in case you're low on knives. You threw a few shivs into a few zomboids. Need a knife for this fight? Well, you just passed the knife that you needed right there. So flamethrower is away, and I'll worry about what's in my box in a second. But like I said before, if you saw, I didn't use much of what I actually brought to that fight. I over-prepared. Big time. You could have left behind some of the weaponry and brought more first aid if you really struggle with him. Shotgun to him. Shotgun to him. Again, we have a knife or a grenade or something just in case the IVs get us. They are auto-death if you do not have one. There's no exception. So you can bring a bad knife if you want to. Any knife. I've got a full-up knife in the box, so I'm not worried about it. So we're going to run the Tyrant around. You can shoot him in the head right then and there and run by him. But we're just going to ring around the Rosie. No biggie. And come on out the door. And go through all these little mini cutscenes. Now we're gonna put another shield up because we have the heals to do it. If you don't worry. Just bring at least one shield heal with you. All right, just make sure you have one chance of doing that. But we are going to put up a shield before we ever even start the fight. In case he tags us, he won't put us in danger immediately. So what am I gonna do this time? I'm gonna bring like a stack of hand grenades, a stack of flashes, just in case this tactic doesn't work out very well. And we are going to start making some ammunition for the Magnum in case you want to do this as a long-range fight. If you want to do that, I don't necessarily always recommend it, but if you want to try it, you see how many rounds you've got to play with now? I said it was a full stack that you could get out of that. So we've got that. We've got what's going on with the munitions of throwing stuffs. We can bring some heals with us. Fill up on heals if you want to, if it makes you feel good about it. You have to have 2 spaces left to be able to do this fight. So I don't know. It's up to you. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. That's 2 spaces just for you. Just for you to be able to choose whatever you'd like to bring. Whatever would make you feel like you could do this fight a bit better. If you wanted to turn into a grenadier and just, you know, bomb them like crazy, and then you're afraid that you're gonna turn into Shiv Master and not have enough knives. There we go. That sound right? Or maybe, oh, you're good with knives, but man, does he ever tag you? He hits you a bajillion times every fight. I'm gonna bring one of these mixed herbs. You know, whatever suits your game style, you do that. You fill up this, but we're gonna try to do this without really getting tagged much at all. Now, if you don't like what I'm about to show you, again, Everyman's Guide, Leon A. So, charge him with the knife. If you want to, you can try to stagger him right here. You don't have to. You don't have to. See this arm? Run. When he's about to wind up, when he's standing, run past him every time. Get next to the arm again and run. Get next to the arm again and... Uh-oh. I didn't do it right. Close enough, though, and run. Look at that. Get close to the arm again, and run. Get close to the arm again, and... Uh-oh. He turned around. I got too close to his back. You see what happens? Uh-oh. He did a straight jab. Get close to the arm again, and run. He got a little further away. Why not throw a grenade at him? That lets me get a little closer and feel confident. And I'll use a heal. Why not? So I'm next to him again. So I'm just gonna try to get next to his arm again. He hit the bricks. The bricks do damage if you're near it, no matter what you do. So I'm gonna turn into a grenadier again. Oh, he jumped at me, which is usually what you want, but... So anyway, we're next to his left arm again, and we're running it out. Running back to his left arm, run, go back to his left arm. Uh-oh, we're too far, we're too far, we're too far. Uh-oh, he's charging. Threw a grenade in time. That's why we have the grenades and flashes. Uh-oh, and he's too close again. Oh, he jumped over me. Let's get back to his right arm. And run past him. Get to his right arm and run past. Get to his right arm and run past. And there's a rocket launcher. Alright, veer to the right a little bit. He jabs a lot. It's hard to miss that, but if you veer to the right a little bit at 45, sometimes he'll miss you. I'm going to use a healing item right there just to make sure that I'm safe. I'm going to come right here. And we're going to put 2 rounds into him. Tyrant's dead. Told you I wasn't going to use most of what I brought. Since I got a flash on me, instead of using the rocket launcher to get out of here, since I want both of the rockets I've got left for the train Birkin, what I'm going to do instead is put on a flash. These all have 1 hit point. So you could actually flash, get your knife out. I had grenades. I could just have thrown a grenade. Grenade. Slash. Get him out of my way. We're at the train. If you need the box to get some more ammo or something else, because you can die to this train by not putting enough damage on him. But that's why we got the rocket launcher. 2 rockets and a few rounds from any weapon, and he's dead. So we're just gonna unload, because why not? Let's just throw some grenades at him, try to speed this up. Don't get too close to him, because that will screw you up, but yeah, just unload on him, why not?
Want more bullets? Be my guest.
I don't know if it truly speeds things up. I haven't timed it, I haven't put a stopwatch to it, but I assume it's got to do something, so I wait for the 2 rockets to come out until I see his eyeball. So I'm gonna put 1 more mag in his body. There is an eyeball. So first rocket, I'm gonna wait for him to surge 1 more time. He covers his eyeball up again, and he surges, kind of. And that wasn't really the surge, but I did earlier. That's the surge. And he's dead. But any rounds that you have, if you want to grab your handgun and waste out all of your handgun ammo rounds that you had the whole time, just try to save the rocket launcher. I have 2 of them in there. Oh. Ooh. Hour 48 minutes. So, I hope that's, I hope that is gonna work out for you guys. 11 minutes, 12 minutes leeway, but I went slow in the RPD. I did a few things. I talked a lot. So if you really think about what I did and how I did it, that I didn't try to get the Tyrant down any faster because I didn't really put much damage on him, that I could have been faster in a few things. This is doable. And like I said before, remember when we were in the sewers, I believe we were at 1 hour 4 minutes. And I said if we were at an hour 15, I would start actually panicking because I knew at an hour 15, I would need to start truncating what I was doing. I could not have actually predicted it any better than this, but add 11 minutes to that and I'm at the wire. It's just how I end up feeling about. So I'll do the math for you. If I had been at an hour 15, like I talked about, that's your limit and you need to rush and you need to make sure you get the rest of it good. If I had really been at an hour 15 in the sewer when I made that, when I got down there and made that save, I would have finished this with about 40 seconds to spare. So that's how close the time starts getting because we're in the B scenarios. So that's, if you guys have any questions about why I'm doing things differently, or how things I've done, how I decided, how I did the loadouts, why you didn't see me looking at my notes as many times, mostly because I'm getting good enough at the game I don't need to look at the notes as much, but taking notes in the first place helped. But if you've got any questions, let me know down in the comments. If there's any questions about it that you think maybe seeing a different perspective would help, check out Leon A. Everyman's Guide. Leon A's guide has me doing things a little bit differently, but the scenarios are so close to being the same that if you need a new tactic, if you need a new perspective, if you want to see me screw up in different ways, and if you want to know exactly, maybe I explained it differently or better there, then there's that. But it is what it is, so I said about 15 minutes leeway. I was about 3 minutes behind getting to the RPD. It all comes out in the wash, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I appreciate all the support that you guys have been showering and showing for doing something like this, but I'm going to sign off for right now that we got it accomplished, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you back here for the next one really, really soon. Bye!